Hi everyone. Have you ever wondered if pronouns are important or how to use them in the workplace to be more inclusive? I often get questions around this topic, and I thought it would be time to dedicate a video to shedding some clarity on this topic. So first, when I'm asked a question, are pronouns important? I answer with a resounding yes. But let me share why I believe it's important to share our pronouns. Because what it does is it creates a safe space. It says, with me, all are welcome. And by creating that safe space, by sending out the message that you welcome whoever it is, however they want to identify themselves, it's opening up the door to that inclusivity. It's saying all are welcome here. And I think that's really important. If we think back, and it's not that long ago, that we've had environments that have been segregated, that had signs that said, Blacks are not welcome here, or Mexicans are not welcome here, whatever the case might be, then we know that we still live in environments where certain individuals, because of race or their sexual orientation or their gender identity or expression, might not belong in certain spaces. So when it comes to pronouns, we're sending a message that you can be whoever you want to be, and I welcome that. So to me, that's the message that it's sending. And that's in workplaces, that's where we want to get to a place where that is the type of culture that we're inviting people to be exactly who they are, and that we're accepting and we celebrate that space. So that's why it's important. The second question I often get is, how can we use pronouns? What's an appropriate way of using pronouns? So one way is when you're introducing yourself. So if you're starting off a meeting or a presentation, especially if it's with individuals that are relatively new to one another. So when I'm in a space and I'm training, I'll start with saying, hi, my name is Carolina Caro and my pronouns are she, her, hers. What are yours? And we might go around the room and just normalizing that as a part of the way that we introduce ourselves. So by bringing that into the room, you allow everyone the opportunity to share what their pronouns are. So that's one way. Another way might be by putting it in our signatures, putting it on LinkedIn, in your emails, on Zoom. Zoom now has a function the same way that LinkedIn has a function. So there's different ways in which we are being supportive, an ally, standing in solidarity of. But for me, it's really a message of inclusivity. It says you're welcome here. You can be whoever you want to be, and you're entitled and allowed to express yourself as that. So those are just some best practices. I invite you to share your comments in the ways that you're sharing your pronouns in the workplace and the way that you're making this part of your corporate culture. Now, a lot of times I get the question, what if I make a mistake or I'm not sure which pronouns to use? And that's when I say it's okay to ask. And actually, by introducing ourselves and by first sharing what our pronouns are, it easily invites somebody to share what theirs are. I don't think it's really appropriate to ask someone to share what theirs are without asking or without contributing what yours are, because then it sort of is alienating and not connecting in that same way. So that's one way of opening up the conversation to use of pronouns. And it's okay that we make mistakes. We're going to make mistakes, as I've shared before in this space. We're not going to be perfect. We're not going to get everything right. But I think what's more important than being perfect or always saying the right thing, because we may not always say the right thing, is coming from a place of love or coming from a place of being inclusive. And when somebody can feel that that is your intention, that is your place, and you desire to learn and to grow and to create that safe space for everyone, then they will be more accepting, if you will, of the mistake, as long as there's some curiosity on your part, remaining curious about how you can do better, listening, learning what might be, if you said something that's incorrect, what's their preferred, how do they want to be approached, or what's the right thing that you can say to be more inclusive. We're all in a space of learning right now. But what I will say when it comes to pronouns is they are important. I invite you to think about ways in which you can use them in your workplace to be more inclusive, and ways that you can put them in places like your signature, your LinkedIn profile, to create that message of inclusivity.